dodge bullets, baby.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
There it is. Doyle's done it.
He skates steps into poker history.
This is the greatest tournament in the world.
Dude, what no gold in this?
They are the names you know so well. And they've come to play against the biggest names in the game. Tonight, the red carpet hits the Rio for the Ante Up for Africa celebrity event. But don't be fooled. These stars didn't just come for the glitz and glamour. They came to play.
The only thing that matters is if you win. You don't go around bragging, well, I'm number 2.
I'm just hoping to shut Ben Affleck up and bust Matt Damon in the mouth. Oh, there's a lot of trash talk. I want to hurt those guys really bad. It's poker. I mean, anybody could win.
It's time for Hollywood to hit the felt and the battles to begin. Enjoy the view. Welcome to the World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Hello, everyone. I'm Lon McCarran, along with Norman Chad here at the Rio, which has been transformed into a Hollywood-style premiere. The red carpet has been rolled out for some of the world's biggest stars, athletes, and, of course, poker players for tonight's special event. Testing their luck and skills will be Matt Damon's star of Rounders.
Arguably the greatest poker movie ever made.
Ben Affleck, a Tinseltown veteran of the World Series.
This is something that I really look forward to because it's fun to do.
And comedian Sarah Silverman, someone Norman has played many a home game with.
No comment, Lon.
They've all assembled here for the Ante Up for Africa celebrity event, hosted by Don Cheedle and Annie Duke. At our featured table tonight, an impressive cast of characters takes center stage, including the always entertaining Sir Charles Barkley.
I told you, man. He like the guy from North Korea. Any guy can walk around with his hair like that. You can't.
Charles just jealous because he's follically challenged.
He's speaking of the hairdo of Elon Schwartz, who finished 4th in last year's main event. Also seated here, Jason Alexander from Seinfeld fame, and former Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker is here as well. 137 people entered this celebrity event, 9 at our featured table.
We got poker pros who know poker and celebrities who know celebrity, all under one roof.
All the players were given 10,000 starting chips. Action folds over to Jaime Castaneda from Washington State, an amateur player, on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky pocket cam.
I love beef jerky.
Ace Jack of clubs. He limps in. Over to Herschel Walker, an NFL star with the Cowboys and Vikings. He has Ace Jack too.
I'm going to call as well. Can I call?
He's asking permission to call? Boy, I want into this game.
Jason Alexander. Jack 4. He folds. Charles Barkley.
Geez, his whole card peak is as ugly as his golf swing.
He folds. Victor Ramden, a very solid player. King 8 offsuit. And the small blind, he limps in. Stevie Z, Steve Zolotow. Ace Queen suited.
7 more.
And a raise to 900.
Stevie Z, one of the many poker pros here. He has 2 bracelets.
Could I look at my card again? 700 more.
Castaneda calls with his Ace Jack suited.
Herschel wants to know whether he can look at his cards again. Lon, pull some strings. Get me into this game.
Could I, like, time? You think about it? No, I don't think about it.
Yeah, he gets 3 timeouts per half. He has 2 left.
700?
It's only chips. It's not like it's real money.
Wait.
Hey, it's real money.
Yeah, me a little bit.
He's somewhat right, Herschel.
Stevie Z trying to bring Herschel along, and Herschel will make the call. Victor Ramden, though, gives up his hand. So 3 players will see the flop. And the flop is 8-4 Jack. Top pair for Castaneda and Walker.
Herschel, I think, looking back for Vince Dooley.
Zolotow missed the flop, but he's going to fire out a continuation bet of 1,800.
Stevie Z trying to push around the amateurs.
Castaneda just calls. Herschel's threatening.
I like it.
Just calls.
I like it.
I think Charles likes watching other people lose their money for a change.
Can I take back my bet? All these guys just call me like it's nothing.
You said it was just chips, so I was just playing.
Turn card is a 9. Zolotow with a gut shot straight draw. And he checks now. Hoping to see a free river card, but Castaneda will not let him. 1,500.
Herschel seems unsure of every move.
And he calls.
I guess I got a call.
And Stevie's getting a good price, so he'll call.
Yeah, he's getting a good price, but the amateur's looking to chop up his money.
River card is a 10, and Steve Zolotow hits the straight on the river.
Blackjack, 21.
Oh, don't say blackjack with Charles Barkley at the table.
He bets 2,100.
Runner for Stevie Z to make the straight.
Castaneda gets out of the way.
Herschel really likes taking advantage of the fact that you can look at your cards again.
And he gives it up. Good lay down by Herschel.
Both donkeys make a good lay down.
One ace, one queen.
Yeah,
that would get it.
I figured he had it.
I had an ace jack.
Ace jack, so did I. Oh yeah, ace jack.
You had an ace jack?
Yeah.
Oh.
I threw it down. I figured somebody had a queen.
They made it cheap to see the river, and Stevie Z got there.
When I saw that flop, I went, oh, all right. Maybe you are trying to help me. Glad I got out.
And Jason would have flopped 2 pair and perhaps been broke by now. Score 1 for Steve Zolotow and the pros. Norman, the 40th annual World Series of Poker is a celebration of how far the game has come. And the star power at this unique event is another testament to the power of poker. But make no mistake, these celebrities did not just come here to play, they came here to prove they can play.
Lon, let me sum up my opinion of celebrities in one word. Yeah, you heard me. They're good-looking, adored by millions, and make buku bucks. And now they have the audacity to come onto our turf to play our game? They make me sick. On the other hand, that Matt Damon is easy on the eyes.
Pretty people everywhere in the Rio Poker Room at one of the outer tables. One of the organizers of this event is Don Cheedle. All his chips are in the middle. Amateur Elio Cabrera called him with ace-king, but Cheedle has aces.
The man can play. He once beat Phil Ivey on NBC's National Heads-Up Championship.
And the flop will seal it right there as Cheedle doubles up. And that's how you treat your host in a celebrity event.
You know, I think I can out-act Don Cheedle, but he won't give me a chance.
It's hard to play with someone where I have no idea why they're betting or what they're doing.
There is Cheedle's co-host of the event, Annie Duke.
I'm new.
You're new?
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You're new.
She's trying to figure out why Cedric the Entertainer made a 500-chip bet on the turn.
When you are born with the name Cedric the Entertainer, you have no choice but to entertain for a living. And that's what he does quite well.
Annie made the call. Trey on the river.
That's brutal, by the way, because you know I have to call that.
Oh, wow. Annie, the poker player, maybe being schooled by Cedric the Entertainer.
She calls a 300.
Show me the best hand.
That's the best hand. A pair of queens for Cedric the Entertainer. Nearby, our first celebrity casualty.
Rebuy!
Actor, poker player Jennifer Tilly is out. Sorry, no rebuys.
I'm going to go home and...
Could I go?
Phil won't even know I'm there. I'm like a little church mouse. You don't have an elevator in the house, do you?
Yeah.
He would love that. Tell Phil hi for me. He doesn't know me, but tell him hi.
Okay.
Good seeing you, Jen.
Brad Garrett sends Tilly off with a touching sentiment. There's actor Matt Damon trying to figure out what actor-to-be Tiffany Michelle has.
They both checked the flop. Now we're on the turn.
There's those damn diamonds again.
It's interesting because you probably flopped the set. I got
quads.
They've each checked the turn. Ooh, it's the second prettiest card in the deck, the Queen of Hearts on the river.
Now you have your top pair, right? Because you have ace queen.
It's not my top pair, but it is a pair.
The dame has him flummoxed a bit.
Probably have this done. You're trying to like reverse psychologize me.
Matt bets 3,000.
I call.
And a call from Tiffany. Ace high for Matt. Pocket sevens for Tiffany Michelle. And Tiffany will take Matt's chips there.
Well, I doubt that's going to help Tiffany get a part in Matt's next movie.
If you think Matt's got it tough, how about his buddy with whom he won an Oscar for Good Will Hunting, Ben Affleck, at table 2, and he's got a powerful lineup. Joe Hashem's here.
Poker stud.
Also Barry Greenstein.
Poker stud.
And two-time bracelet winner Jen Harman.
Poker stud.
Also Mario Adinolfi. He looks like a director, not sure who he is.
Who is he?
He's actually an Italian journalist with pocket fives. Ben leads 2 others going to the flop. And Jen Harman hits top pair.
That's a worse flop for Ben than Gili.
Can you believe it?
The 2004 California State Poker Champion, Ben Affleck, checks, as does Adinolfi.
2,000 is better.
$2,000 from Jen Harman.
Ben one's got poker tutoring from Annie Duke.
I'm winning this hand. I'm going to let it go.
She would have tutored him to fold there. And Analfi folds. Jen wins the hand.
I never bluff.
Don't believe her. Jen once bluffed me with just a pair of diapers.
The nut low pair.
Oh, stop whining. You've been with Gwyneth Paltrow, Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Garner, please.
All right, back to the featured table. Don Cheadle's wife, Bridget Coulter, sitting next to Herschel Walker. And she folds. Fold it over to Jason Alexander. Jason with King, Queen of Hearts.
He's a good poker player, says he'd rather win a bracelet than an Emmy.
He never won an Emmy as George Costanza. Unbelievable. Barkley folds. Next in line, Victor Ramden. Finished 64th in the main event last year. He has pocket deuces. Ramden with a call of 1,000. Luca Pagano. Final table to a European poker tournament event earlier this year. With King Jack offsuit, makes a call from the small blind. 3 to the flop. The flop, King 9 Jack. Pagano with kings up. Alexander with top pair and a gut shot straight draw. Victor Ramden missed. Pagano moves all in with his 2 pair for 1,500.
That's the right move at the right time for Pagano. I don't think Jason Alexander's going anywhere.
Call. He does make the call. Victor Ramden left with just a lowly pair of deuces. They go into the muck.
You're winning.
So far.
So Pagano at risk. Alexander can take out a player if he gets lucky.
A 10.
We can make a deal. No.
I'd take a 10 or a queen.
No, I take a deal.
Amanda, what do you think?
Jason has asked the dealer Amanda nicely for a card.
And she gave him the 10 for a straight.
What? Jason pushes Pagano all but out the door.
The 1 card to come.
Pagano would need a queen on the river to split the pot. A king or a jack would give him a full house and the win.
River card. Oh, back to Pagano. Hits the full boat on the river.
And Jason takes it better than George would have.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, Luke. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Keep in touch, huh?
A little excitement.
So an exciting start to this Ante Up for Africa event. Big names and charitable folks coming together for a good cause.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Ante Up for Africa.
I had lunch with Annie, and we came up with this charity event, Ante Up for Africa.
I think for both of us, a light bulb just kind of went on, and we always go to these charity events. Why don't we do our own charity event and raise some money for Darfur?
Poker works out great for a charity event.
The World Series of Poker is the largest platform that you can have for an event like this.
Obviously, the top poker players are very used to throwing their money in the pot and having it come back or having it go away. Once they were educated about what was happening, it became very easy to get people to participate.
That's right. I'm off my game. I need the 7 of spades.
I think we've been very fortunate in prior years to have raised over $2 million.
In the larger scope of things, what's actually more important is that will offer us a platform to educate people about this issue.
We try to generate a voice for the voiceless. I think it just shows that the poker community is generous and that the poker community does want to be a part of something bigger than themselves and really make a difference.
I get to go in and just have a blast. There's no, oh, I can't believe that he sucked out on me today, because in the end, the charity's sucking out. Everybody wins.
A terrific event at this 40th annual World Series of Poker to help provide relief for the people of Darfur. On the floor, Phil Hellmuth hanging with recording artist Nelly, but why does Phil have the microphone?
No matter if you like it, you take it to that right. I am number 1. What does it take to be number 1? You didn't think I knew all that. You got it. What does it take to be number 1?
I assume Nelly's career will survive that encounter, but I can't guarantee it.
At a nearby table, comedian Sarah Silverman being put to a decision.
Go ahead, bet your stupid money.
She's in a hand with Joe McGowan, who coached Dennis Phillips before last year's November 9.
We used to be friends, but Sarah no longer speaks to me since I made fun of her then-boyfriend Jimmy Kimmel in my column.
At this point, you have to fold.
She's being coached by Flaminio Malaguti. Only 1 player per hand.
Usually.
Yeah.
I think there really is only 1 player there.
She used to be such a sweet, sweet girl.
Back now to our feature table, and Charles Barkley, 16 years in the NBA, a member of the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so I'm just checking.
Charles looks down at King Tray of Spades.
Charles at the poker table. This is like one of those science experiments we did in high school chemistry with a beaker, some boiling water, and potassium iodate.
He limps in with the suited king. Ramden with Queen 9 of Spades.
Random donates 25% of his poker earnings to charity.
And he raises to 1,200.
Do me a favor, take your glasses off, because I don't want to hit a man with glasses on.
No, you can hit a man with glasses on. You just don't want to spit on him.
That's inappropriate to hit a guy with glasses on.
He used to pound on the bespectacled Kurt Rambis all through his career.
Just because you really irked me, I called you then.
Well, let's see if the round mound of rebound can be swelt and well dealt on the felt.
Oh, very nice. Barkley called, and on the flop, there's a queen in there for Ramden. Barkley first to act. He missed the flop.
I think Charles is wondering if he can double down on the flop.
He checked it.
By the way, I love Charles. He is terrific on TNT.
I hate you.
Who hates Victor Rampton?
And Barkley folds to the bed.
Charles, okay. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna hunt you down one night. Tell me where you're going tonight. They don't have cameras around.
Charles trying to tilt Victor for the next time they match up.
Please tell her to hurry up my drink, because they ain't gonna be here that long.
But look at my stack. It look nice, but there's no money in it.
Oh, man, I ain't got a good hand yet. But there's just one person, I'm gonna be dreaming about this all night.
Who dreams about Victor Rampton?
It's Herschel. He's talking about Herschel, right? Herschel, he's talking about you over here.
Can't be dreaming about me the way I'm playing.
Whether it's poker or golf, without a basketball in his hand, Charles is a fish out of water.
The World Series of Poker, 40th Annual Memories.
Without a doubt, my favorite personal memory is winning my first bracelet.
My brother had been playing for a really, really long time. Everybody said he's the best player without a bracelet.
I'd cashed like 16 times and been to like 12 or 13 final tables before I won.
He's such an amazing Hold'em player, but he won his in Omaha 8 or better, which I thought was ironic because he doesn't think that that's his best game.
I had a serious monkey on my back that I got off in 2000, so it was particularly sweet for me.
Annie, now sitting next to her brother, won her only bracelet in Omaha High-Low. Howard was there to present it to her in 2004. We take a look at some chip counts right now. Notable celebrities, Matt Damon, over 23,000 right now, doing very well. And of the pros, Steve Zolotow and Eric Seidel with the big stacks. Time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand. One player's whole cards will not be revealed, so you at home can test your reading skills. Action on Herschel Walker. And he has the Jack Link's wild card hand.
Well, you want me to figure out what Herschel has?
Good luck to you tonight.
I got a better chance of splitting the atom. They could have dealt him 2 cards from an Uno deck for all I know.
He limps in for 600.
Okay.
Jason Alexander with King 10 offsuit calls. Charles Barkley has a hand, pocket 8s.
Check, yeah.
And he will check his option.
Well, I know what Charles has, and he was supposed to raise there from the big blind.
All right, here's the flop. 3 celebs. We'll see it. Jack, Queen, 6. Walker, what do you think he's got?
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
Alexander with an up and down straight draw. Barkley missed.
Either one of them could have bet their hands.
They all check.
Herschel checks. I am assuming he has 2 cards.
Turn card now is a king.
Aha! Now I know what he has.
What does he have?
I have absolutely no idea. I do know it's time for Jason to bet.
He does have a pair of kings and an up and down straight draw. He does bet 700. Barkley left with a pair of 8s. Well, no longer. They're mucked.
My man makes a disciplined laydown.
I call him.
Herschel with the call.
Okay, I will now venture that Herschel either has a heart draw or a pair. He has a pair of jacks, queens, 6s, 9s, or 10s, which means he might have a straight draw.
A queen pairs the board.
Herschel using his option to look at his hand again, which should worry Jason Alexander.
I'll check it.
Jason checks top pair.
I'm raising, what is it, 700?
The minimum bet is 6.
6. I raised 6.
Oh, he's got a hand.
Tiny, tiny bet.
I ain't got that much money, so I ain't like I want to stay here a little while.
Heck, now he's trying to swaggle-foos Jason Alexander. He's got a hand.
Jason can't fold that,
You got yourself a queen there, Herschel?
No, I saw the 2 queens there. That's the only reason I raised. I just saw those 2 queens. I figure if I can get those.
Okay, there's no doubt he has a queen in his hand after that speech. Heck, he might have pocket queens.
I'll call.
Jason calls. Top pair for Jason. Herschel, you got a show.
Of course you did.
Got the queen.
Of course he had it. I even figured it out, kinda.
Very nice Hollywood, by the way.
Well, that was FaceTime now. Hey, since I got chips now, I don't want to play no more.
That was big FaceTime,
Hey, could I quit now?
Hey, way to
You know
milk
what?
that,
I'm going to go
Hurst.
play football. You do my job.
Hey, way to milk that, Hurst.
Yeah,
I like
thank you.
that.
Herschel might be the worst Hold'em player here, but I think he would beat me heads up.
I don't know what the heck I just did, but thank you.
You picked up a 4,400 chip pod.
You did just fine.
That is the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand. Did you at home give him credit for the queen? All right, let's get back to the outer tables and check in on actor Matt Damon.
I'm going to play with you. Aces again.
Matt tangled up with Dennis Phillips, who finished third in last year's main event.
Matt Damon once stared down Johnny Chan. He certainly can stare down Dennis Phillips.
All right, they check the flop. Let's see a turn card 5 there.
Got a comfortable Sunday.
Dennis Phillips checks. Matt checks. River card is a jack.
I check. Last 3 weeks. Uh-oh, here it comes.
Check from Dennis. 2,000 from Matt Damon.
I call.
Dennis Phillips calls. Matt Damon shows a 7. He's got trips. Dennis river to jack, and that cost him.
Matt actually says his buddy Ben Affleck is the best poker player in Hollywood.
Well, Matt is one of a growing number of successful celebrity players, and one could argue that none has been more important to the game's success than him.
Let's play some cards.
When Rounders came out, it was a bomb. It literally called the movie a bomb. It kind of hurt my feelings. But then, as the years went by, people would come up to me and say, I love that movie, Rounders.
I'm not going anywhere.
The great thing for me about that movie was it just introduced me, to the world of Hold'em.
I flopped the nut straight.
People give me much more credit than I deserve because they, they just connect me to the character in the movie a little bit. And then they play with me for about 20 minutes and they go, oh, I get it, it was a performance.
You didn't just beat me, you crushed me.
It seems so simple, but it's incredibly complicated and interesting.
Pay that man his money.
Well, before the Moneymaker effect, there was the Rounders effect. 2003 main event champion Chris Moneymaker got into poker after he saw Rounders.
Back to table 2 in the murderer's row that Ben Affleck's trying to handle. Ben and 3 others will see a flop. Ben with pocket 6s, Jen Harman with ace-8 of hearts, Joe Hashem with king-9 of hearts, and Mario Adinolfi with pocket trays.
This Adinolfi worries me.
Queen 4-6, couple of hearts. Affleck with a set of 6s. Harman with a nut flush draw. Hashem with a king-high flush draw, almost drawing dead. Adinolfi also missed.
Boy, Ben's got a serious look in his face.
Harman checked. Joe Hashem moves all in for 8,100.
He can kiss those chips goodbye.
Ben Affleck now with a set, and he moves all in.
2 all-ins in front of Jen Harman, and now if she calls, she'd be all in.
Okay,
Adinolfi folded.
Let's sweat it.
And with a nut flush draw, Harman moves all in.
I think we're pretty safe right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Greenstein has co-opted Ben's hand.
What do you got?
And what do you think he's got? This Ben Affleck. What does he play? He sat all day and flopped a set and played a hand.
Oh, come on now. I play more hands than you did.
Well, that's not saying much.
Look at this.
Ben at risk, but with a shot at tripling up, holding 3 6s. Harman also at risk, but with a nut flush draw.
How much?
Well, just look at the spot Ben has these 2 champions in. He's a pretty good player.
Jack of spades.
Turn card now. Deuce of diamonds. Hashem now drawing dead for the main
That's
pot,
me.
but he can still knock out Jen.
Just don't put a king or a 9 out there, right?
King or a 9 would knock out Jen. Jen can only knock out Ben with a heart that doesn't pair the board.
River card. Oh, there's the heart. Jen Harman will scoop all the chips.
And Ben's poker dreams are unfairly crushed. I almost feel badly for him.
The agony of defeat.
There it is.
Ben waiting for the rewrite to come to the
Sorry.
That's all right. Get out of here.
All right, let's move along, son. Seat open. P.S. Matt Damon's better looking. Ha!
Ben had 2 top pros right where he wanted them, but got rivered. That is going to be a tough one to stomach. It was good to have Ben Affleck in the event, and the Railbirds will certainly miss him. It seems James. Annie Duke has been knocked out.
Howard's clearly the bad luck.
Blaming her big brother in the process.
Actually, when they're at a table together, she usually knocks Howard out.
That's true. We've seen that.
Good luck.
Annie can get back to playing host while her co-organizer, Don Cheedle,
yes, I'm still alive.
has more poker to play.
Here we go.
Doesn't seem like he has many chips to play with, though, Norman.
I'm still challenging Don Cheedle to an acting contest.
Ben Affleck is out, and now it's time to tell his bad beat story to Matt Damon. It was a 9-1 favorite against two top players, flopped a set.
Ben thought that guy wanted his autograph. Actually, he wanted his seat.
Back to the featured table, and Charles Barkley, his co-worker Kenny Smith from TNT, checking in on him.
Chuck, what you doing? Struggling like black folks in the 60s. I'm struggling over here. You out? Wait, are you lost?
You know, I like Kenny Smith, but if Charles lasts longer than you are playing some bad poker.
Hey, you met the great Herschel Walker? Okay. How everybody doing? They good? I got the team covered, Kay.
Well, Charles always seems to be having fun no matter what he's doing, but make no mistake about it, he's also a competitor, and poker's a game he takes seriously.
I've always played poker, so I think I'm getting better. You know, watching television, being around the pros, you learn a lot. I hate when people say they're a good card player or a good gambler. Not if you're getting crappy cards, you're not. Really, you're just trying to guess what the other people have. You're not even really playing your own hand. It's like chess with cards. Some days you just don't have it, and you guess wrong, forget it. And I think that's one of the things that's fascinating about poker. You can't say, I want to win this thing. You got to say, you know what, I want to get to the final table and see what happens. That would be like winning it, to be honest with you.
When he was in the NBA, Charles says he played a lot of poker on plane rides. He can lose at any altitude.
Herschel Walker gives it up, as does Bridget Coulter.
You know, Jason Alexander just looks and feels like a pro at this table.
He really does. Okay, Mr. Barkley. Pocket trays.
You know, I think it's safe to say Charles has a lot of gamble in him.
Make it 1,000.
You gotta make it 12.
A little more.
Make it a dozen.
He's got a lot of gamble in him, but it would help if he knew the minimum bet to gamble.
He does raise to 1,200. Steve Zolotov with Queen 6.
Stevie Z's got gamble in him. He once bet Annie Duke $500 her marriage wouldn't last 5 years. He lost. It lasted 11 years.
7 deuce deuce. I think Steve just wanted to play so he could outplay Charles after the flop. Steve checks. Barkley with a pair of trays, bets 2,000. Good bet.
My man is now playing poker.
Even though I know you don't have any of that, I'm going to get out of your way, big.
The drink
How about that?
you bought works. I had a Jack Deuce, bro. I swear.
Barkley got the pro to fold.
Charles exults.
Whoa.
And he shows the threes.
I swear to God, I had Jack Deuce.
I'm just letting you know now, I had some firepower over here. You didn't want to see them turn with that boat. I mean, I'm feeling it right now. They're like birdies. They come in bunches.
Barkley's got chirping chips. Watch out, world.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Player of the Year.
Hollywood is not the only place where people like to show off their hardware, but at the World Series, the bracelet is the only accessory that matters. Win one and you have bragging rights. Win your second, as Daniel Alai and JC Tran did, and you join an exclusive club. Win 2 in a year and you make World Series history, as only 34 people have done before. Yes! Yet midway through this World Series, 3 players have already pulled off that rare double. Brock Parker won his second 3 days after winning his first. Jeffrey Lissandro won 2 bracelets, including a 10K Stud High-Low World Championship, and Phil Ivey not only won his second bracelet of the year, it marked his 7th overall, putting him 4 behind Hellmuth for the all-time lead. And it's no surprise at the midway point, the 2-time winners are all in the hunt for Player of the Year.
But beware of James Van Alstyne.
Don Cheedle looking on at Matt Damon, who just flopped top 2 pair and raised Nikolai Evtikov all in. Nikolai called but pocket sevens and will need help to hang out with the stars any longer.
Evtikov cashed 10 times in the 2008 World Series. That's the 1-year record.
Turn cards a 5. Nikolai with a gut shot straight draw now.
Put an 8 up there. Hold on.
Well, now Evdokov can make a straight with a 4 or an 8. A 7 would give him a set. Otherwise, he's eliminated by the good-looking guy.
River card now is a jack, and 2 pairs good enough for Matt Damon to knock off Nikolai Evdokov.
The celeb busts out the pro. Hooray for Hollywood.
Matt Damon now with over 40,000 chips. To another table, Sarah Silverman is jousting with Marlon Shirley. Shirley's a 2-time Paralympic 100-meter champion, the first to break 11 seconds in that event.
Didn't Sarah do a little something with Matt Damon?
I saw something about that on YouTube.
Check to the power.
Check, check. River card is a 5.
Who else is in?
Who else is in? I don't trust her, I tell you.
Oh, you had already checked.
Yeah, she bothers me too, Marlon.
Never mind. I checked.
A check.
I don't have a shell. I got a 5.
Shirley checks.
Here.
Oh, she turned 2 pair.
Nice suck out, Sarah.
Sarah's got a show on cable called the Sarah Silverman Program. Very creative title.
Do it.
She used to be such a sweet, sweet girl.
A sweet girl with a few more chips. Back now to our feature table. And we are joined by comedian Doug Benson.
I used to play in a home game with Sarah and Doug. I think he's still talking to me.
You're supposed to give me like pocket aces and kings or queens or something, don't you?
Charles reduced to begging for cards.
You know, millions watch Jimmy Kimmel on TV every night. About 87 people read my newspaper column. What's the big deal? Sarah, I'm sorry.
Herschel Walker, who was recently seen on Celebrity Apprentice with Annie Duke. He's smart enough to fold 10 tray. To Jason Alexander, he gives it up. Charles Barkley, 8-7 offsuit.
All in.
Wow.
Enough is enough, Charles says. He's got about 5 big blinds left.
J.K. Scheinberg, a computer programmer from New York City with ace-queen. And he moves all in. He has Charles covered. Steve Zolotow will fold. So Scheinberg gets a few chips back. Barkley will be at risk.
Well, the good news for Charles is he will have 2 live cards.
Thank you, bro.
8-7 against ace-queen.
It's going to be a straight, bro. Guarantee you a straight. It's going to be a straight for me. I'm going to break his heart.
Didn't Charles used to also predict NBA titles he never won?
And not only that, he going to flop a straight. That's how much confidence I got. He going to flop a straight.
Charles now has upgraded his prognostication to a flop straight. Wow.
He's looking confident. And here is the flop. And
Almost
Charles with an open-ended straight draw. Not bad.
The crowd behind Barkley. Scheinberg just an innocent villain here.
Clearly when I said flop a straight, that would have took the stress out of me.
Now Charles still has some work to do. Scheinberg leads with ace high. Turn card is a tray. Scheinberg still ahead.
Let's hope for an 8 now, a quiet 8.
Well, Charles can still avoid elimination with just a pair if he could make one.
I got a lot of outs.
Yeah, Charles needs a 5, 7, 8, or 10.
River card is the 10, and he catches the straight.
That felt like a 3-pointer at the buzzer to win the game.
Wow. Yes, sir. That's beautiful.
Oh.
Barkley's feeling it.
I hate this game.
You know what? I don't think I want to play no more. Hey, that's incredible, Charles.
Charles had the perfect plan from the moment he looked at his cards, and like a sudden death hole-in-one,
oh, man.
He rivered a winning straight to stay with us a little longer.
So John Travolta right now.
Back inside the Rio, you look at some celebrity chip counts. Matt Damon doing very well with almost 40,000. Steve Zolotow and Eric Seidel with 2 of the big stacks in the room. And it looks like Nelly has shoved all in. Well, he doesn't have that many chips, so it's more of a nudge all in. Nelly with Queen Jack against Clay Brown and his Jack 10 of diamonds.
Well, Nelly actually hugged me earlier today, so I've got to root for him here.
All right, let's see the flop. Ace, King, 9. Nelly with a gut shot. Brown with straight and flush draws.
Brown actually can't make the straight flush because Nelly has the Queen of Diamonds.
Nelly has a song called Hold Up. He's hoping Queen Jack does just that. A tray on the turn. Nelly's still ahead.
Nelly has to avoid a diamond or a queen.
River card is an 8 of hearts, and Nelly will double up through Clay Brown.
I'm telling you, I think the last person to hug me won a bracelet.
I told you, no Phil Ivey. I'm just trying to outlast all the brothers.
So far, so good for Nelly. Let's check in on Sarah Silverman.
That's ridiculous.
That's a ridiculous hand to play
with that. That's so stupid.
Ace-8 is
Complaining about Joe McGowan's ace-8. Well, she's got ace-8. Silverman all in with her ace-8. Cedric the Entertainer all in with pocket 7s.
Another one of my favorites, Cedric is at risk. She used to be such a sweet, sweet girl.
McGowan can knock 2 players out. Cedric ahead right now. There's a flop. Cedric 7s hold up. A flush draw for McGowan.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a nickel.
Yeah, if you had a nickel, it wouldn't come from me.
Cedric still ahead going to the turn. Now another 9. 1 card from a triple up for Cedric.
Sarah needs to dodge a heart or she's gone. Cedric looking to dodge an ace, 8, or heart.
Sarah can't stand the pressure. The river card
Ace on the river.
is an 8. And so with a pair of 8s, McGowan and Silverman split the main pot.
Well, Nelly just outlasted another brother. Cedric will entertain us no longer.
So McGowan will split the main pot with Sarah and take the side pot from Cedric.
All right, cut the massage. It's over. That's it.
And we do say goodbye to Cedric, the eliminated.
And don't buy into that innocent face.
I'm happy to be splitting it with you. You and I have come up against each other several times. Okay. Verbal agreement.
I'm so much rooting for her.
She's deceptive. You gotta watch her.
Well, because
she lies like she breathes.
We can neither confirm nor deny Don Cheedle's allegation, but one thing is for certain about Sarah Silverman, she does have a sharp tongue.
I'm old hat at poker in general. There's a game in New York of comics and stuff. That's been every Monday since I was like 20. Am I going bald? Look at that. What's that? Could we have a benefit for this? That's how I know Norman Chad, because he's best friends with William Stevenson, who plays in the New York game. He's a real curmudgeon and a total character, and it was fun. We'd plan his little apartment, and whatever his current Asian wife would be in the other room. Let me just back up. I think he's only had 1 or 2 Asian wives, but he does like all sorts of women from all over the world. But I don't think he's married a Jew, and I take that. That's probably for the best. It's probably smart that he's had this mustache since I've known him, because he's kind of like staying with it until it's fashionable again, and it really has come around. I know I haven't finished the sentence, but do you know what I mean? I mean, do you have to draw a whole circle for you to see a circle? I don't even know what to say. I'm still focusing on my bald spot.
Sarah remains my favorite player from the comedian's home game, and she used to be one of the nicest, sweetest Jewish gals I'd ever met. The bald spot is unfortunate.
Back now to our featured table. Action on Elon Schwartz, he folds. And from Norman's comedian's home game, Doug Benson looks down at Queen Jack offsuit. And he means to raise, but he's got to raise it to at least 1,600.
Well, you wouldn't know it from listening to Doug right now, but he's a very, very funny man.
You want to make more money.
Action on Herschel Walker.
It's up to you. I'm that's talking. That's like playing football. I'm sorry.
Herschel gives it up, as does Jason. Now to Charles Barkley, the 1993 NBA Most Valuable Player, pocket 5s.
Come on, Charles, take him to the rack. Re-raise him.
Just a call of 1,600. Action is folded around to Luca Pagano in the big blind with ace-8. And he will call for 800 more.
So it's the poker player, the comedian, and whatever Charles is.
Here's the flop. Queen, tray 6. Benson with a pair of queens to lead. Check. Pagano checks his ace high. All in for Benson.
The right move from the silent comic.
Bam!
Action to Charles now.
You missed the flop. Get out.
Oh.
He loves his pocket pair.
God bless my mother.
Well, your mother would know to get out of the hand.
Maybe it's changed since I just looked at it.
No, it's still pocket 5s.
How much you got over there?
3,975, I believe.
A little more than that.
I need you to be a little bit more exact than that.
4,975.
How much?
4,975.
I'm gonna call him.
He calls him.
That's a bad call from Charles.
Pagano folds. Barkley's fives up against the pair of queens of Doug Benson.
Look at the percentages, Charles. You're behind 87-13. It's like you're playing for the 91 76ers again.
Turn card is a 9. No help to Charles.
The comedian's still okay, though he's not being very funny. Charles is going to need a 5 and a 5 only to knock out Doug Benson.
And here's the river card. It's a 10, and Doug Benson with a pair of queens will double up through Barkley.
Sorry, sports fans.
Well, Charles lost most of his stack there. You did it to yourself. You dribbled into a corner there, Chuck.
Good hand, bro.
Thanks, man.
For a big fella who's rarely at a loss for words, that speaks volumes. Back inside the Rio, where 50 players remain in this Ante Up for Africa celebrity event, but that number might shrink as event host Don Cheedle's tournament life is on the line, all-in pre-flop against Clay Brown and poker pro Eric Seidel.
If this were the Jack Link's wild card hand, I'd be in trouble. Cheedle says the cast played a lot of poker when they were filming Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
All right, here's the flop. It's all diamonds. Cheedle at risk. Check from Seidel and from Brown.
Cheedle holding his cards up for the Railbirds to see.
That pairs the board. Check, check again. River card now, 7 of spades. Cheedle at risk. Brown's betting 3,000.
It's got to be bad news for Cheedle.
Eric folded. Brown opens up. Oh, he flopped a flush. Cheedle came up way short.
He's not a bad poker player, but I still think I can outact him.
Don's out. We'll rejoin Annie Duke in their hosting roles. A warm send-off for the man who has brought so much attention to the plight of the people of Darfur. Back now to our featured table to see if Charles Barkley can hang on a little longer. Fold from Herschel Walker.
Geez, Jason Alexander is bald.
On the Jack Link's beef jerky pocket cam, Barkley now with 8-6 of diamonds.
Charles short stacked again. He only has 4 big blinds left.
1,000.
No, it's 1,200, Charles.
A little more.
Just because you're short on chips, you don't get a donkey discount.
It's so big, too. I might give it to it.
Let's go 1,200 then.
Good idea. J.K. Scheinberg with a couple of kings.
That's bad news for Charles.
All in for 2,200. Steve Zolotau with a big ace. And he will fold it. Pagano gets out of the way. Action folded over to Doug Benson. Benson missed the whole cam.
Have I mentioned that Doug is really funny when he's not playing poker?
You keep telling me, but I'm not sure I believe it. But he does move all in.
How much is it?
A lot more than you have.
Is what? All right, hey, listen. I'm going to go all in also.
And Charles moves all in with his suited 8-6.
I got an ace.
Well, Benson has both of them covered. The good news for Charles is that he has 2 live suited cards.
As does Benson, who has ace-9 of hearts. Finally, we can see that. So 3 players. Scheinberg with his kings ahead right now.
It's 9 you folded, suited.
You know, maybe Charles plays Baccarat well.
He's got to play something other than hoops well. Here's the flop. 9-4 queen, and Barkley now with a diamond flush draw.
The crowd loves that. It remains the house of Charles here at the Rio.
Scheinberg still ahead with the kings. Charles hoping to stay alive. Turn card jack of hearts.
Scheinberg is in good shape to triple up. Benson looking for a non-diamond ace or 9. Barkley looking for his flush to stay alive.
1 card to come.
Hey, you're my fan. Yeah, I like you, Charles.
Thank you, Hirsch.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley has to have a diamond on the river.
The river card is a 3 of clubs, and that will end the night for Charles Barkley. Scheinberg takes the main pot. Benson wins the side pot, but the fallout is Sir Charles is sent to the rail.
Well, this isn't his best game, but you can tell Charles really wanted to stick around and do well. He's in pain.
Good hand, my brothers. Good hand, guys.
Barkley saying his farewells.
Well, I don't know what he's going to do now with time on his hands in a place like Las Vegas.
Thank you, my brother. Good luck this weekend, too.
So it was a fun ride for the big fella, but unfortunately for Charles, when a big man goes down, it sometimes hurts a little more. The stars came out to raise money for Darfur, but they also came out to play. The action was hot. And the casualties were numerous for both the pros and the celebrities.
All right, cut the massage. It's over.
Now a very select group remains in the quest for the final table. Who will get there? Find out next time as this celebrity event plays its final act. For Norman and Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. So long from the World Series of Poker.
Double up the deal.
Kramer wins it all.
Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy!
I can dodge bullets, baby.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
There it is. Doyle's done it. Eastgate steps into poker history.
This is the greatest sport in the world!
There's no acting here at the Rio.
Can you believe it?
The celebrities entered in grand fashion, and they have come to play. Many stars have been sent home.
Good luck to everybody.
But in Hollywood, they're used to swimming with sharks, and the remaining stars want nothing less than victory.
No fear. There's no doubt. I want to win.
Matt Damon, Jason Alexander, and Nelly lead a group of celebs who can take a title back to Tinseltown.
I appreciate the chips.
But the poker pros are primed to defend their turf.
Give me a 7.
Can a star outshine a pro?
I feel the king coming now.
Tonight, poker fame, pride, and a title are all on the line. Welcome back to the Rio and the World Series of Poker presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky with Norman Chad. I'm Lon McCarran. Only 43 players remain in this Ante Up for Africa Celebrity Tournament.
Oh, you're lucky. Oh, you're lucky.
And some of the best poker players in the world like Chris Ferguson and Jennifer Harman.
I'm happy.
Everyone looking to get to the final table, but right now at our featured table we have a very special connection between Hollywood and poker.
There is Matt Damon, star of the 1998 poker film Rounders. In that movie, Matt's character is fascinated by a clip of the 1988 main event in which Eric Seidel loses heads up to Johnny Chan.
And Ben Affleck, Matt Damon's good friend, has come over to check on his buddy. Ben has 0 chips, done in by Jen Harman.
40.
Doesn't he have a beautiful wife and family to go home to?
How long have you guys known each other, you and Ben?
Oh, man. Met him when I was 10 and he was 8. So let's see, I'm 38, so that's 28 years ago. But high school was when we really started hanging out.
Geez, Lon, we met when you were 40 and I was 16, but we really didn't start hanging out until I got the job as the pool boy at your health club.
And I cannot get rid of you. All right, the blinds, they are increasing very quickly, 12 and 2,400 on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Pocket Cam.
I love beef jerky.
Emre Mex with ace deuce of hearts. He limps in.
He's unaware of my campaign this year. There's no place for an ace.
Scott Wilson.
I'll call.
Also with an ace, ace 8.
Another poor soul who doesn't understand the evils of an ace.
He limps in. Matt Damon with 10-6 in the small blind.
I call.
A creative call, I guess we can call that.
He gets half price.
Ben, what are you still doing here? Jennifer Garner's waiting for you at home.
Next in line, Eric Seidel.
I check.
In the big blind, he checks his option with King 9. 4 to the flop. Anybody's ball game right now. The flop is 10-10-6. That's a movie star flop for Matt Damon.
Damon got a jolt from that flop, but he's trying to act casual.
Damon checked after flopping the nuts. Seidel checks.
Matt hoping someone will bet. Look at the percentages.
Nobody wants to bet. Full house for Matt Damon. Turn card is an 8. That 8 did pair Wilson, but Damon gets the check mark. Matt checks again, as does Seidel and Mex.
Damon sitting on it again. He really did study that video where Johnny Chan flopped a straight and trapped Eric Seidel.
Wilson, who paired his 8, bet 6,400 chips.
Matt's got 1 fish on the hook.
And a Hollywood star with some pretty bad acting here.
Actually reminds me of Ben in Jersey Girl.
I'll call.
He made it look tough, but he does make the call.
Yeah, he made it look like an uncertain call. He is an actor.
Seidel folded. Mex gets out of the way. Wilson and Damon heads up. Damon with the check mark. He's got the nuts. A deuce on the river.
I think it's time for Matt Damon to pull the trigger.
Check.
Ooh, slow plays again.
I might have bet there. Matt hoping that Wilson bets again.
I'll check.
But he checks. Unfortunate for Matt.
Two pair.
Nope, I got it.
Thought you might have bet it.
Yeah, missed opportunity for Damon.
Could have walked into some trouble there, I guess. It was a good move. You assumed I would bet.
I didn't bet it, man. Smell the rat. Nice.
He knows Hollywood is full of rats.
Matt Damon's been running good so far in this event.
Poor guy's got nowhere to go.
Sure, Matt makes millions for every film he does, but here at the World Series of Poker, if you want to get paid, you just can't act the part. You have to play your A game every hand. Norman, whether it's Jack Nicholson at a Lakers game or President Obama rooting on the White Sox, there's always been a link between celebrity and sports. But while they're merely spectators in those venues, at the World Series of Poker, they share the felt with the game's best.
That's right, Lon. Spike Lee may be able to talk trash to Reggie Miller, but he's never going to D him up. At the poker table, you're in the thick of it with the best of them. Will Nelly handle the heat in here? Will Matt Damon have a real-life Rounders moment? And will Jason Alexander actually be the bubble boy?
Every chip so critical in an event like this. Matt probably still kicking himself after not betting the river with a full house.
Oh, man. How many times is Matt Damon going to lend Ben Affleck money? This chump's a bigger leech than Worm.
All right, let's head over to table 2. Another celebrity who is becoming a regular at the World Series of Poker. The focus squarely on platinum recording artist Nelly.
Think you got enough chips?
Nelly referring to the chip stack of bracelet winner Rafe Furst.
Before you do anything, I want you to know I'm a big fan. I wouldn't want to cripple you or anything on this hand or.
Don't believe him, Nelly. He's lying.
All right, maybe I was bluffing. No, I am a fan though.
It didn't matter. But thank you.
No, you don't know. Rafe and I spent 380 days driving around, going to sports events. And just about every time we're on the road, he made us listen to your CD.
All right, I appreciate it.
Every time.
Here you listen to another lion, tilt boy Phil Gordon.
Nelly avoided trouble there, but another star is at risk. Sarah Silverman all in with one card to come. She needs to hit a pair. Marlon Shirley also at risk. His pair of 8s are way behind, and poised to knock them both out is pro Mike Sowers holding pocket 10s.
Shirley's going to need an 8 to stay alive.
Hold on a second. Let's just get our energy in sync.
Let's think.
Sarah needs an ace or a jack, and she needs to get over a grudge against me.
The money now.
River cards a 7, and so both Sarah Silverman and Marlon Shirley are eliminated by Mike Sowers.
Sowers just knocked out my former home game pal, Sarah. Is that a bald spot there?
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and support, Sarah Silverman. Elsewhere, we find Brad Garrett, who I think has been getting that massage for 2 years now. He's in a hand with Frank Casella. Casella all in.
Excuse me, sir. Oh, boy. What are my chances? I'll tell you, I'm a 3-to-1 overdog.
Brad talking to Charles Barkley.
Cedric, get the car, honey. Oh, it feels so amazing.
Brad being Brad.
Go easy now. No king.
All right, Garrett trying to knock Casella out. Garrett with ace-jack.
And I want to see a couple yonkos. I want a couple hooks in the window. Come on, Jack.
Flop is 10-6 Trey, and now Casella is a 3-to-1 overdog.
Go to the car.
I'm surprised Charles Barkley is still here, but I guess the casino would not give him a line of credit.
What do I got to sweat? Rub harder.
Casella ahead now. Turn cards at 10.
Oh, no.
Casella still ahead.
Ace of hearts. I will turn this table over and ace.
River card. Oh, and Garrett hits the jack.
Excuse me a second. Turn off the cameras. I want all the cameras off. He said something about my mommy. I want the cameras off.
Brad's title hopes stay alive, and we may have found a new mouth in poker.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Jackling's Beef Jerky. Ante up for Africa.
This ante up for Africa field is dwindling rapidly as celebrities and pros alike have been sent to the rail.
Best of luck, everyone.
Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker was quick out of the blocks, but just became the latest celebrity to hit the sidelines.
Sorry, no, thank you. Good, thank you.
So action continues in the Rio Poker Room. Only 35 players remain, including a handful of celebrities. As we head over to the feature table, it's time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand. We will conceal one player's whole cards, and you at home can play along. All right, Matt Damon looks down at ace-7 offsuit.
15-3 right now.
The year Rounders came out, Matt played in the main event. He was knocked out with pocket kings against Doyle Brunson's pocket aces.
Good experience, though, huh? I'd love the chance to get knocked out by Doyle. A raise to 10,000, and it is Eric Seidel with the Jack Link's wild card hand. So, Norman, get your thinking cap on.
I can't see what he has, Lon.
Oh. He raises. That'll tell you something.
I'm calculating what he has. I'll let you know.
How much is it, Eric?
Action back to Matt.
I'm still calculating.
23-5.
23-5 to call, huh?
Eric had 10 big blinds left and pushed all in. He would do that with an ace or any pocket pair.
God, what do you have, like ace-jack?
That's a pretty good guess.
It wouldn't be fair if I told you what I have.
It'd make my decision a lot easier, though.
I think Matt's instinct is right. I'm going with it. Ace-jack.
How do you calculate, like, whether or not it's worth your while to just...
That's the same question I always have.
Can I talk to the guys who, like, look at the cameras in the truck?
Oh, we fired the recession. But I'm telling you, it's ace-jack, and you should fold.
This is one of those just crappy hands I shouldn't... Oh, man, what the hell am I going to do?
If Matt thinks Eric has a better ace or pocket sevens are better, he's folding. Otherwise, he's calling.
I got a little ace. Scary?
Can't tell.
Not if you have queens, right? All right, good bet.
I think I would have folded too.
I had my lucky hand.
What's that?
I had my lucky hand.
What is it? Eric Seidel with a pocket pair on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky wild card hand.
Now it's wrong again. It's a way of life.
Now, in that situation, what, I mean, 23 more? Like, what? I mean, is that a good laydown? What do you think?
Sixes was right on the border.
If I'd known you had sixes, I'm in. I mean, it's one of those hands that, like, a guy at my level shouldn't be messing around with. I don't want to be making decisions with a hand like that.
I think you probably made the right choice.
I feel better about myself now, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's easier to live with those mistakes when you're good looking.
It probably should be Damon trying to make Eric feel better. We know now how good a player Seidel is, but he became the poster boy for failure when the movie Rounders hit the big screen.
They use a little clip from Rounders.
88 World Series, huh?
Of me losing to Johnny Chan in the final hand from the 1988 World Series. I was heads up with Johnny Chan, and we had a hand where he flopped a straight and I flopped top pair.
Eric Seidel cannot win this hand, and yet he doesn't know it.
It was a great movie for Chan. I mean, he really, he got played up really well.
Johnny Chan.
So I think, he had to love that.
And Chan has him.
I had the other part. I played the donkey.
He owns him.
I watched it again when Rounders came out, and I haven't seen it since then.
For Eric Seidel, he can only wonder what might have been.
It'll haunt me by the rest of my life, I'm sure. First time I met Matt, which was after the movie, I said, "Oh, you're the man who ruined my life." But of course I was just joking. Anyway, I think it was an important movie for poker. I don't mind having been part of it.
Seidel is no donkey. He's 5th all-time with 8 bracelets. He's motivated, and he doesn't have any Oreos. Matt, my man, you're in trouble.
All right, let's go over to table 2. Nelly in trouble, looking for a river miracle against Phil Gordon. Nelly moved all in pre-flop with pocket 9s. Gordon called with 2 queens.
Nelly's got 3 Grammys to his name. There's no help here.
I got more money than him?
You got more money than everyone.
Good line from Phil.
700.
Here we go.
Give him the queen of clubs. No, you don't.
Yeah, give me the queen of clubs.
No more TV time for you guys.
All right.
Nelly needs a 9 or a club, but the club can't be the queen.
And the river card. A tray of diamonds. Gordon will win the hand and knock out Nelly.
Phil Gordon's on my list now. You knock out Nelly, you answer to me.
Well, these guys have vastly different careers, Norman, but they have the same number of World Series of Poker bracelets. Get back to the feature table now, where a few new players have joined Matt Damon. The defending champion of this Ante Up for Africa event, John Hennigan, is now at C2, and sitting right next to Damon, Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
Sir, your game's at the Excalibur.
Yes.
Sir, that's across the street.
Do we know?
Everyone loves Raymond, and so do I, but I really love Brad Garrett.
Okay.
I checked yours. You're going to like him.
Big blind?
He lights up a poker tournament like Bill Murray lights up a golf tournament. Alex Bolotin will start the action, and he has King 9 offsuit.
I'm all in. The 28-year-old pro has made 6 World Series final tables.
And he moves all in for just under 10,000.
Alex.
Imre Mex, pocket 10s.
Call.
Yep.
Call.
Just a call.
And that will put Bolotin at risk.
Action next on Brad Garrett.
Well, this is really a bad hand.
I'm not sure how bad it is because Brad really missed the mark on his whole cam peak.
If you have 2 live cards, play them, man. You'll skunk these guys. You'll quadruple
they're
up.
very bad.
That's exactly the hand you want in this situation. 3-5 suited, you're all in.
It's not 3-5 suited.
4-6.
Hey. Get your own guy.
Brad being told 1 player per hand.
That's called coaching?
Well, it's not exactly Bill Belichick coaching.
That's like 2 guys at a bar, like, I think it's a really good idea for you to drive right now. I mean,
you know what? Let me get Barkley to handle this. All in.
Ooh, Brad's got almost 15,000.
You got some great coaching.
I got nothing, but you know why? I gotta go have dinner. No, wait. Can I take it back? No, listen to me. Okay, do I turn him over?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, Mex.
Now I'm
action. He calls. Okay. So Garrett and Bolotin all in.
Okay, I got to tell you something. I'm feeling a lot of love, baby.
8 deuce.
Live.
You got that?
They're live, but he could have used a better coach.
Suited. They're suited.
Triple up time.
Bolotin's wondering, what have I gotten myself into?
4.
Well, Mex could knock out both Garrett and Bolotin.
Okay, that could be the shooter. Let me handle this.
Here's the flop. 5-9 trade. Brad's stock just went down.
2, 3, 5. Okay. 8.
Everyone's alive.
Brad is drawing very thin here.
He needs running miracles to stay alive.
Don't be a come on. Please.
A 10 would not be a good.
All right, turn card.
Okay.
Oh, and Brad is bankrupt.
I'm drawing dead. No coaching. I'm drawing dead. No coaching.
Bolotin paired his king. He's way ahead.
What if I get an 8? I listened to Matt. He says, hey, everything's live.
You want to play my next hand?
No, you know what? I'm not going to see Born Element anymore.
A deuce on the river.
Deuce, I got a deuce. There's a pair of deuces.
Hey, you meddled.
Brad Garrett played 1 hand at the feature table. It felt like a Broadway show.
Harry Potter, everybody. Harry Potter. A lot of stars here today. Harry Potter.
Bolotin will take the main pot to stay alive. He triples up and then some. Mex takes a small side pot, and Brad Garrett is gone.
All right, good luck, everybody, and I'll see you at the final table.
We are getting close to the final table, so we'll reserve a seat in the bleachers for Brad.
The World Series of Poker, 40th Annual Memories.
My favorite personal memory? Probably when I won the Deuce to 7 No Limit, because I never played the game before. It was the year 2000, and I walked up to Howard. I said, I need some quick lessons. You know, he took me outside. He gave me this sheet of paper to read through. I sat down and played. The whole tournament, I was like trying to remember what to do in each position, and I just went with my reads and trusted my instincts. It was unbelievable to actually win that event. When you win your first bracelet, you finally are part of the pack.
Back inside the Rio Poker Room, Jen Harman, who now owns 2 World Series bracelets in a hand and holding a straight, at risk against Jason Alexander's pocket jacks.
By the way, I could walk up to Howard Lederer and ask him for lessons, and I guarantee you I wouldn't win a bracelet.
I'm happy to go to dinner. You can have this. I got medicine to take. My foot hurts. I'm gonna be an old Jew now, just complaining. I got a kidney stone, I got a liver transplant. No aces, please.
The flop, oh, and there's a tray. Jen got a little help.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Oh, you're good.
4 on the turn.
You're good.
There's still 3 of them in there.
Forget about those 3s.
You got more outs than I do.
Jen Harman needs an ace or a 3, or she's going home.
River card, there's a 3.
Who said don't forget about those?
And with trips, she'll steal the pot from Jason.
I've been the river queen today.
She knocked out Ben Affleck with a river flush.
That's a 54,000 chip pot.
Well, I hope you're so happy with yourself.
If I run like this in the main event, I win it.
And our coverage of the 2009 main event begins next week. Good luck to Jen. Nearby, we find the 2000 main event champion, Chris Ferguson, who was called an all-in from Isabelle Mercier. Mercier at 4-1 favorite after flopping a pair of queens.
Tennis base.
Chris with a white dinner jacket? What is this, a supper club?
It is an interesting look. Mercier at risk and ahead. Turn card 7 of spades. Chris picks up 4 spades to a flush.
All diamonds.
No matter what.
Jesus can now knock out Isabelle Mercier with a king or a spade.
River card's a queen, but a queen of spades. Runner spades will send Isabelle packing.
I think I saw white jackets at Rick's Cafe in Casablanca.
With all the celebrities at this tournament, the normally dark-clad Ferguson does stand out with a new look among the stars.
People have remarked on the white jacket. I think they generally like it. This is not a cry for attention. It's a fashion statement. Maybe an ill-advised fashion statement, but it's a fashion statement. I'm usually wearing black. It was a celebrity event, that's why I put on a white jacket, just throw people off a little bit. No one's asked me for drinks so far, so I'm safe. I think I've worn it one time, and it didn't bring me luck. But this time it has. I keep it clean by not wearing it. But if I win this event, you'll see it in the main event, though.
Chris Ferguson has won 5 bracelets wearing black. I would stick to black. Heck, every time I've gotten married, I've worn black.
Ferguson is usually dressed more like Johnny Cash than Siegfried and Roy. Back to our featured table, and the defending champion in this Ante Up for Africa event, John Hennigan, looks down at Jack 3 of clubs.
He looks like the defending champion.
Now raised to 11,000. Now Matt Damon. Matt, he doesn't show his cards.
How can these actors keep missing their mark?
How can they not know where a camera is? That's what I'm wondering. A call for 9,000 more. Eric Seidel in the big blind. Ace, Jack of hearts.
A real hand in the big blind.
And he just calls for 7,000 more.
This is the exact type of hand I want to be in.
35.
Sandwiched between these guys.
Oh, Seidel's tough, but Hennigan's only got 2 bracelets.
1 Oscar versus 10 bracelets. Deuce, Trey, ace. Top pair for Seidel. Matt Damon.
I'm all in.
Moves all in. It's 35-5.
I'm going to call.
And a quick call from Seidel with a pair of aces.
Seidel's chance for rounder's revenge. I'm not sure who has who covered.
You didn't think I had ace-king?
Hennigan folded. And Matt shows pocket tens. He's behind.
30, I'm sorry, 31, 35, 5.
We're tied.
They have the same number of chips. They're both all in.
That is fun.
Nice playing with the race side.
Same, one way or another.
Identical chip stacks, another rounders battle, and one of them is going home.
Looking for a miracle. Come on. Come on.
Damon all in and behind. Seidel all in and ahead. Turn card is a king. Damon down to his last chance.
Nice to lose to you if I'm going to lose to anybody.
I felt the same way, actually. I was thinking.
Oh, jeez. Why don't these guys just open up an English tea shop together? Matt Damon needs a 10 and a 10 only, or he's out of here.
River card is a 4, and that's going to do it. Matt Damon eliminated from this celebrity event.
Good, Scott. Nice playing with you. Nice playing with you, John. All right, Phil. Nice playing with you. See you guys. All right, man. Yeah. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for doing it.
One of the last celebrities is gone, and he's a nice fella.
Thank you.
I'm going to go watch The Bourne Element.
All right, now I can go after World.
Eric targeting Johnny World Hennigan now.
Is that just like the makeup for him destroying your life by showing you repeatedly coming in second on rounders?
That's exactly what it was. It was a setup by ESPN.
Teddy KGB would be proud.
Revenge is sweet, and Matt Damon knows he had it coming.
we made that incredible hand that he lost to Johnny, so famous in rounders, you know, that when Johnny flopped the nut straight, it's nice to, I mean, he owes me a little abuse. It's fair.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Ante up for Africa.
The action at tonight's Ante Up for Africa tournament has been fast and furious.
I got a deuce.
I hate this game.
I'm trying to hurry up my drink because they ain't going to be here that long.
As celebrity after celebrity were sent packing.
See you guys. Bye, man. Yeah.
Jason Alexander held on long enough to be the last star standing.
I was ready to shake everybody's hand.
But the final table would not have any Hollywood representation as Rafe Furst knocked out Alexander.
I made a desperation play thinking I would get myself to a lavatory, and I walk away from this interview, don't shoot from the waist down.
And after several more eliminations, the final table is now set, and not surprisingly, it's dominated by pros. 18 World Series of Poker bracelets are represented at this special final table, but only one player can be the Ante Up for Africa champion. The final table inside the Rio Poker Room, where we've seen a frenetic pace of play to get to the final 9. Don Cheedle and Annie Duke have to be proud about the remaining talent at the final table. Rafe Furst.
1 bracelet.
Jennifer Harman.
2 bracelets.
Johnny World Hennigan.
2 bracelets and the defending champ.
Chris Ferguson.
5 bracelets and 1 white jacket.
And Eric Seidel.
8 bracelets.
Did you mention that John won this tournament last year?
You should really mention that right now.
This tournament has an accelerated structure, so the blinds are pretty high, and you're going to see a lot of people pushing in their chips.
All right, taking a look at the chip count. Chris Ferguson is the chip leader, but even he has fewer than 10 big blinds. Nobody is safe from a quick exit. Nobody is out of it. All right, action will begin on Eric Seidel, and he will fold. This could be fun to watch. See how these guys play this structure. 9-8 offsuit for Matt K, and he moves in, the 21-year-old from Waterloo, Canada.
Matt had to borrow a couple of grand to make the $5,000 buy-in here.
Chris Ferguson has ace-10.
People are playing pretty fast around here. Ace-10's a pretty good hand.
Chip leader says no thanks.
He's playing it a bit snug.
Adam Richardson. Nope. Alex Bolotin gives it up. Jen Harman with a peek of pocket jacks.
I'm calling.
Calls for 72,000 more from the big blind.
K will be at risk, and this will be for almost all of Jen Harman's chips.
She's ahead with pocket jacks against the 9-8.
If you're going to put an 8 and a 9 out there, put a 10. Anybody phone any queens or 7s?
All right, let's see the flop.
All right, here we go with the flop. K at risk. Ace-6-10.
There it is.
K with a gut shot straight draw, but Jen's jacks are still good.
Jennifer's still in good shape.
Now Chris Ferguson would have flopped 2 pair.
It's your turn. I'm ready.
Here, let me deal it.
All right, turn card down.
Yes!
And yes, it is. K with a 7 hits a straight, and he'll double up.
Somehow Matt K knew the 7 was coming before it came.
A pre-celebration that was correct.
Sorry.
Jen was drawing dead, so the board doesn't matter. But the river card is a meaningless queen. Chris lucky he got out of the hand.
Any reason you decided to move with the 8-9?
It's either that or all my big blinds.
You know it's coming. It's not a suck out.
All right, I'm all in.
Jen will be forced all in, as her chip total is exactly the amount of her small blind.
Matt K raised his right fist and said yes before the 7 came out. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Matt K with pocket 7s. Perhaps he sees good things in his future again, and he moves all in. Trying to finish off Jen Harman.
Maybe Matt K is a prophet.
Hold it over to Alex Bolotin. He's the one with pocket jacks now.
Bolotin once was a bike messenger. He worked at Burger King. He sold mattresses at Sleepy's.
And he's all in. Over to Jen. She'll play 10-9.
I call 2.
I had the 9-high crush.
She was already all in. Seidel
I might get
folds.
the triple up. Oh, geez. I need both your cards for straights.
You might be ahead now.
You're the favorite, Jen.
Jen said she's been the river queen here. She didn't even get a chance to make it to the river against Matt K in that last hand.
Bolotin ahead with pocket jacks.
Come on, come on.
And he's brought a cheering section tonight.
Well, back-to-back hands could send Jen Harman home.
There's the flop, and there's a pair of 9s for Jen. But Beloten's jacks are still ahead.
That's a good flop.
Oh, I can make a 9 or a 10, right?
Yeah, new life for Jen. And Matt K, perhaps watching the chips he just won, get swept away.
Jen Harman looking for help. That pairs the board.
Oh, that one was a bad card. Now I can only get a 9, right?
So a 9 or a 7 is the only way you can lose.
Deuce. Deuce. Deuce.
Matt K needs a 7 to knock out Beloten and Harman.
Okay, I have a little over 3/4, no, more than 3/4 of my body out the door.
Jen's body will only stay here if she hits a river 9.
And the river card is a tray, and that will do it.
Guys, good luck.
Jen Harman eliminated.
Good luck.
9th place for Jen. Matt K will send a bunch of his chips over to Alex, who scoops the pot.
And Alex does have a lot of chips now.
All right, have fun.
Gracious in defeat, but for the River Queen, the run of cards has dried up. Welcome back to the Rio, where young Matt K has just been eliminated. He will finish in 8th place.
He was a kid with a dream.
He was knocked out by Alex Beloten, and Beloten has been on quite a run. It was not too long ago we saw him all in for his last 10,000, paired up on the turn to stay alive. And right now, as we have 7 players left, Beloten is top dog with 390,000 chips. John Hennigan, the defending champion, will be all in by putting his ante and his small blind in the pot. Action will begin on veteran poker player Adam Richardson from San Diego. He has ace-4 of diamonds.
He used to be a web designer and a video editor, and Richardson jokes that this is the easiest final table he's ever played at.
He moves all in for 159,000. Beloten folds. Eric Seidel says no thanks. Johnny World's already all in. He has ace-6. Chris Ferguson gets out of the way, so Hennigan will be at risk against Richardson. Hennigan has him dominated.
Ace-6 all in against ace-4. I lost in this very situation at the Maryland State Heads Up Championship in 1981.
Andy Duke and Don Cheedle looking on at this final table. 7-9 deuce. Hennigan still best with a 6 kicker.
A 5 would be a very good card for me.
Put a 5 out there.
A 5 of clubs.
Put a 5 of clubs out there. There's actually a decent chance this is going to be a split pot.
Turn card now is a tray of clubs.
That was a very good card.
Hennigan picks up a flush draw.
You couldn't ask for any better, sir.
Well, now if a deuce or a 3 comes out, they're going to chop the pot.
He's only got 2 4s to hit. He's got 5.
Got the whole world.
If Richardson hits a non-club 4 or 5 on the river, he would knock out Hennigan.
And there's a non-club 4.
Cold,
wow. Richardson hits the pair on the river.
Getting it wrong, boys. Getting it wrong.
And knocks John Hennigan out in 7th place.
That is a tough way for the defending champion to exit.
Good luck, Matt.
Adam Richardson knocking off the defending champion here at this final table. Like any star-studded affair, this day began with a walk down the red carpet, and Norman was there to cover the hoopla for this edition of The Nuts.
Norman Chad here on the red carpet. I once got married on a red carpet, so one of my favorite fabrics. You were expecting Joan Rivers here on the red carpet.
No. Thank God.
What's wife number 6 doing?
Thanks for the mention. I've been married 3 times. Do you think you can catch me? Ben also told us that he's responsible and wrote most of Good Will Hunting. Care to respond? You've told people that you're really the one who wrote Good Will Hunting. Isn't that not true?
That's also false. He was asleep most of the time. I was up banging away on the computer. The guy was dead asleep.
How have things been?
Fine.
Mike Tyson's here, and we're thinking of pulling together money to have him throw a punch at Phil Hellmuth. Are you in?
I am in. I am in. Matter of fact, I will donate $5,000 extra to the charity if he connects.
How long were you in the NBA?
I was for that. I played for the Hasidic League.
Is poker a sport?
Is poker a sport? No. Neither is NASCAR rides, the Tour de France.
Swimming? Swimming, no.
Swimming's not a sport.
I'm with you.
Oh, yeah. Especially Lance Armstrong, he's in great shape. But he's just riding a bike.
Still play poker with people I can't play poker with anymore because they won't let me come because you're there?
Yep. And it's a blast.
Lon McCarron here at the Ante Up for Africa. This should be one of the best events of the year. Lon, what do you think? Appreciate it.
I knew I shouldn't have check-raised the makeup artist in that game backstage. The hair looked awful.
But you sounded better than usual.
Oh, thank you. All right, back to action at this Ante Up for Africa final table.
28.
Yeah, Phil Gordon is short stack, will be all in, holding fewer chips than his small blind requires. Adam Richardson with ace-5 off.
All in.
There you go, Adam.
He's going to push for his last 111,000.
Phil Gordon still without a bracelet, and of course, if he wins here, he still will have no bracelet.
He is holding Queen 8 suited. He'll be all in. Chris Ferguson in the big blind, 10-9 off, will make the call.
You calling, Chris?
I'm calling.
Yeah, just another 51,000 for Chris to win a pot that's now 280,000.
I'm alive. I'm alive.
Three-way sprint to the flop. Pretty even right now.
Richardson and Phil Gordon will be at risk.
All right, here we go to the flop.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
One time. You do it for me. Queen.
All right.
Diamonds. 8.
7-8 king.
There's an 8.
Gordon did pair his 8. Ferguson
Not
with
bad.
an up and down straight draw.
We like that flop.
Ferguson likes his draw. Gordon likes his pair.
Richardson whiffed. Turn card, ace of diamonds. Gordon with a diamond flush draw. Richardson hits his pair.
What the heck is that? Well, we know Adam Richardson likes the turn.
Oh, that kills my hand bad.
That's not good for you, Chris.
I just have 6 outs now.
Ferguson still trying to make a straight. Gordon has a lot more outs to avoid going bust.
How about a queen? Queen and 8 or a diamond.
It's a deuce. And that will be the end of Phil Gordon's night. He'll finish in 6th place, knocked out by Richardson.
Phil Gordon used to host Celebrity Poker. Now he can join the celebrities in the Losers Lounge.
He says goodnight to his good friend Rafe Furst. And that will leave us with 5 players at this Ante Up for Africa final table. Adam Richardson has turned into a giant killer here. First John Hennigan and now Phil Gordon, but he better not get too cocky with plenty of sharks left in the water. Welcome back to the Rio. Only 5 players left in this Ante Up for Africa event. Get closer to declaring our winner tonight. Eric Seidel will not play this hand. Chris Ferguson on the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Pocket Cam.
Beef Jerky.
Ace Jack. And Chris moves in for his last 70,000.
Yeah, he couldn't even cover the big blind.
Adam Richardson now with King Trey.
I'm all in.
Yep, he's already put a small blind in. He's going to raise it up to 350,000.
I call.
And Alex with Ace King calls.
I'm in great shape.
Look, another 3-way all in.
You got a live card.
You guys, you're drawing dead practically.
Yeah.
Not a lot of nuanced play at this point. If you're looking for a nuanced play, I might suggest something written by Tom Stoppard.
So Ferguson and Bolton all in as Richardson has them both covered. Here's the flop. It is 5, 9, 10. Ferguson does not like that flop.
Well, somehow that flop missed everybody.
Not very good.
So Ace King looks like the nuts.
And Ace King being held by that young man, Alex Bolton. Turn card is a deuce. Bolton 1 card closer to winning this huge pot.
Yeah, Ace King looks great. Richardson needs a 3 to knock out both players. Ferguson needs a jack or he's done.
And the river card is a king, so Bolton will win all the chips. And that means Chris Ferguson gone in 5th place.
I believe the white dinner jacket is going into mothballs.
Adam Richardson came in a distant 2nd on that hand. Alex Bolton took that huge pot over 800,000 chips. Chris Ferguson, the 5-time bracelet winner and fashion risk taker, will take his leave. 4 players left. Bolton is top dog right now. Rafe Furst is the short stack.
If you guys want, I'll go all in. Like, we all agree. I'm in if you guys want it. All in, all in?
I'm not folding.
You're not folding. I guess Eric would have to agree.
Eric,
you know how people pick up bad habits watching TV poker? They're going to play worse than ever after watching this.
This is my option.
It's going to come out to bite you, Eric.
Ace deuce for Seidel.
All right.
Oh, that's all
Thinking when you should have zagged.
He is all in. Richardson's all in just with his blind. Now Rafe Furst, who started this whole plan with Jack 10.
There's another all-in.
Rafe, that's
Ooh,
weak sauce.
He's getting selective.
Richardson, as I mentioned, what's he got? Queen 7.
Computer hand, can't lose, right?
Oh, you cannot lose.
He's all in. Beloten
I'm all in.
will call to put them both at risk. Beloten has them both covered as the chip leader.
Another three-way
got you
all-in.
hemmed up, probably.
And Beloten turns over 7 tray.
Oh, sorry, Eric.
This is poker, but it feels more like the big wheel in the casino. You spin it and see if it's an ace, a deuce, a queen, or a 7. What's going to come up?
Let's see what comes up. An ace comes up.
Deuce.
Ace deuce comes
I
up.
said ace deuce four,
Seidel
ace deuce
hits
five, I'm
2
sorry.
pair. Beloten with a gut shot straight draw. And Richardson missed.
Well, he's smiling on death row.
Seidel trying to stay alive here. And it is a 4. Beloten hit his straight.
See you guys.
Seidel suddenly way behind. Richardson has a draw.
Everybody's in, everybody's got outs.
Richardson needs a club to double up. Seidel looking for an ace or deuce to make a full house. Everyone will chop if a non-club 3 hits the river.
And the river card is another club.
Oh, it's so dirty.
Richardson will scoop the pot with runner clubs.
Can't lose. Can't lose.
Eric Seidel
Can't lose.
knocked out in 4th place.
Eric Seidel flopped aces up and finishes 3rd in the hand. That deck has a mind of its own.
Sir, I got to take lessons at this point.
Oh, sir. Look at this. Look at that right there.
Look at that, the button.
Look what just happened.
You just like slid into home there.
Look what just happened.
That's an inside the park home run.
Oh my
Another
goodness.
big knockout for Richardson as he tries to nail down the victory tonight. Welcome back to the Rio. We are down to our final 3 players. Alex Beloten has a very comfortable lead at the moment, but anything can happen as we've seen. Adam Richardson hoping to ride his good fortune a little further in 3rd place, and barely hanging on is our last bracelet winner standing Rafe Furst. He will be all in the big blind. Lies at 100 and 200,000.
Richardson started playing poker after his home burned down in San Diego in 2003.
Folding is acceptable in this spot.
Beloten was near broke several times, but after he went to yoga for the first time, he quadrupled his poker bankroll that day.
Beloten needed 40,000 to call Rafe's all in. Rafe with ace 8 of hearts. Beloten shows 4 tray.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Rafe's wife,
Sorry,
Laura
Rafe.
Rose, looking on. Alex Beloten's cheering section have had plenty to cheer about tonight. Here we go to the flop. Queen, deuce, 4, a pair of 4s for Beloten to take the lead.
Rafe Furst has seen others come from behind to win. Maybe it's his turn, and he's got to come from behind to stick around.
I think so.
All right, turn card is another 4 for
say
Beloten, but a heart, so first with a flush draw. And Beloten supporters with some cause for concern, and suddenly Rafe Furst camp has a little hope.
Oh, 3 hearts would be kind of dirty.
3 hearts
Would be
super
so
dirty.
Beloten doesn't care much for the chit-chat. Furst needs a heart that doesn't pair the board to stay alive.
The river card is a 9 of spades. Beloten wins the hand. Rafe Furst knocked out in 3rd place.
And Rafe will follow his good buddy Phil Gordon out the door here at the final table.
Can you still call them tilt boys when they're over 40? So with the addition of Rafe Furst chips, Beloten has cracked the 1 million chip mark, and that's good news for his supporters. Don Cheedle and Annie Duke must be pleased with the day's events that began on the red carpet and now down to the final pair on the green felt.
As we expected, once this loaded final table began, it's Alex Beloten and Adam Richardson heads up.
Richardson will be all in with just 360,000
Folding
chips.
is okay, sir.
I'll take it into consideration.
Sure. It's up to you.
There are no considerations here. There are simply all-ins.
Alex will need 110,000 chips if he wants to call from the small blind, and with ace-jack, he will. So his ace-jack against Richardson's 7-5 off.
Adam Richardson knows how to come from behind.
Not today.
This may be the last hand.
Adam 36% mathematically to win the hand, but 80% realistically.
Ace-high still good for Beloten.
This I'm going home trick always works.
It worked for him earlier.
Oh, I probably can't win this. Have to go home. Sorry, Alex.
He's right. Richardson now 24% mathematically to stay alive, but 87% realistically.
Turn card is a 6, and that's a good card for Adam.
Picked up 4.
He now has a gut shot straight draw.
No fear.
Come on, king.
Jack, give me
King.
a jack.
Alex Belotin on the verge of wrapping this up. Adam Richardson would need a 4, 5, or 7 to stay alive. I think it's going to be the 4.
The river card is a 9 of clubs. Sorry, Norman. And sorry, Adam Richardson, you've been knocked out. Our champion tonight is Alex Belotin.
Belotin is the ante up for Africa all-in champion.
What a rebound he made. We saw him nearly knocked out, but he bounced back to win it all.
A whole week ago.
Talked about this.
Adam Richardson gave us a lot of thrills along the way and finishes runner-up. This tournament was filled with people used to the spotlight, but in the end, the final bow is reserved for Alex Belotin. This star-filled night began with plenty of glitz and glamour, but focus quickly shifted to the action on the felt.
You play a lot of poker?
I'm new. The celebrities made their best effort, but fell short.
Nice playing with you.
As some of poker's biggest names dominated the final table.
I'm calling.
But a new face emerged as Alex Belotin introduced himself as champion. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. Thanks for watching the World Series of Poker.